On this episode of Salt and Siren, we are back online now that I have this fixed. We are headed back into the water. That doesn't come without a few hurdles of its own. And we have plenty of work to do before we head south to Florida. So welcome to our party, if you can call this a party. So before this could happen, a lot of this had to happen. So I'm going to show Todd working on this in a rapid form, otherwise we might be here all day. I'm going to warn you first that there was a lot of this going on, and I'm not sure if this makes the engine perform better, but I'm open. I'm open to his process, or whatever you call this. Alright, if you're wondering what the heck he is doing here, after talking to some of the old salt guys in the yard, they convinced us that we should probably go ahead and install sea strainers on our engines. So that is the project in process that we decided to do. And by we, I mean Todd. Some of that is a little tedious to watch, but some of you have expressed interest in watching the process, so we're just here to make you happy.
Why would they put the seacock all the way back here?
I don't even know how you got there, babe, really.
Remember how we wanted to remove our heads so we can make room for composting toilets? Well, it was done, but what comes with that is also making sure that the tanks are capped off and that the seacocks are closed. And that requires precarious positions.
I think I have 3 nipples now. Or at least 2 belly buttons.
And a deflated gonad.
And a collapsed lung.
So while Todd tackled the inside of the boat, it's a bit of a tongue twister, I tackled the outside of the boat. I actually started at the top, which felt like I was on top of the world, and I'm not going to lie, it was a little scary. We hadn't washed the boat since we were on the hard, and it was just gross. So, yeah, dirty job, but I got it done. You see this little blue can? Stay away from it at all costs, because it was responsible for all of the profanities that I heard coming out of our engine room, because it just doesn't work. We had to abandon the oil changes, and we ended up finding another tool, which we'll show you later, but bottom line, stay away. After all of that, we managed to get the boat ready to be put back in the water, and now it was really just a matter of figuring out if everything that we had worked so hard on for the last 4 months would culminate in 2 engines starting when we needed them to. I'm here to report that only part of that happened, because we ended up only having 1 engine, and it was a stressful moment, so I don't have any video of it. But we had come so far after 4 months, we thought, you know what, we'll figure it out later. Let's just limp over to our slip because, hey, we have water under us now, and we can figure out anything. Again, by we, I mean Todd. Being this was a Monday, we had no time to try to troubleshoot. So we got her all locked into her slip and headed out because we had to go back to work. Such is the life of a part-time liveaboard. So what happened next was Todd headed back north to Indianapolis so we could go back to work. That's him in the truck in front of me. And I headed to the Panhandle to go check on where we will call home, at least for the boat, for the coming years. This is also where my son, don't ask me what that face is, lives. And allowed me to go and check out a couple of marinas because we still haven't decided where we're going to end up. And we're getting down to the wire. As a recommendation by one of our looper friends, she told us to go by Blue Water Bay Marina. And I've never been to this one before. It's kind of got a wharf-style feeling to it, which I love. And they are redoing the docks piece by piece over time. The people there on the boats were fantastic, just meeting them on the dock. And as well as the people at the ship store and behind the desk, super great people. So this is definitely a contender. There are plenty of amenities and lots going on at this marina. So we'll see. It's hard to believe that this is going to be our backyard. Like just across that bay is where our boat will be. I can't believe it's almost here. All right, so I head back in the car to Demopolis so I can meet Todd, and we got to figure out what's going on with this port engine. And we have to get gas, and we need to finish up these oil changes, all the things, before we head south.
Good morning. We are back at the boat. So exciting, and it is so beautiful here. The sun is shining. It's not 20 degrees outside. I even have the windows open. So today we are, look at, you see that up there? Do you know how exciting that right there makes me? That means we're back in the water. It's the little things, guys, but it was really a big thing, right? So as we told you, we only have one engine working at the moment, and so we have a little work to do. So we are going to, I say by we, I say Todd. I will be his right hand tool man to hand him things that he needs to try to get the port engine working, and then also to get the washouts done, oil changed, finished, and wrapped up, and the last zinc put in our engine, the pencil zinc. So we only had one because one of them broke when we tried to do the other one. So yeah, we are very close. That means if we can get that stuff done today, I think we can. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's not, I don't know, we'll see. I say it's not really, but it is. If we can get that all done, we can get going. We can head south here pretty soon. Hopefully over the Thanksgiving holiday. All right, so you ready? Let's get to work.
Good news, our sea strainers are working beautifully. Good job, babe. Todd also got the washouts roughed in, so we'll put a hose right here on top. And even though we have a closed loop system, we want to make sure that we preserve the engines as much as possible and flush them out with fresh water every time we use them. The situation with the port engine somewhat resolved itself. We're not sure, maybe it had some clogged fuel, but it's working now, so that's good news. The last problem that we have is our generator. It works, we think, but it has a pipe stuck in it. It broke off, and we're having a really hard time getting that loose. So that's a bit of a problem as we head south, but we went ahead and purchased another generator after selling the other one that we had bought last year at this time so that we would be covered. Remember that little blue can? Yeah, well, it's gone. And we opted to get a pump to help us pump out the oil from our engines mechanically. And it seemed to do the trick. It was still a slow process, so we're actually thinking about getting another one so we can do them at the same time so it doesn't take quite as long.
What are you looking at? Look away!
You haven't had enough to do today.
No, this is like mind-numbing.
When you visit Kingfisher Bay in Demopolis, you'll be happy to know that there's always a puzzle taking place in the laundry room.
Are you ready?
And then night came, and it was all done. The culmination of 4.5 months out of the water to get everything ready for Salt. And we can't thank the folks at Demopolis Yacht Basin, in the yard, Fred, Kim, your staff over at the marina has been fantastic. Thank you so much for your help and support. And we are looking forward to heading south. The only thing left we have to do is our official renaming ceremony, which will happen before we leave. And we're happy to bring you on the rest of our journey south, which will happen in our next episode. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.